Kailan din lang po nagkaroon ng strike ang mga artista at writers sa Hollywood bilang protesta sa lumalaking paggamit. Hindi lamang sa school, pero pati na rin sa mga studios at sa Hollywood ng mga producers ng artificial intelligence o AI. Gamit po kasi ang AI, pwedeng kopyahin ang muka, galaw at boses ng mga aktor. At kaya rin ng AI gumawa ng script ng isang buong pelikula sa loob lamang ng ilang segundo. Kaya gano'n na lamang po ang pangamba ng mga Hollywood writers, pati na rin ng mga actors, na mawalan sila ng trabaho dahil sa teknolohiyang ito. Dito po sa atin, nag-uumpisa na rin gamitin ang AI gaya ng ChatGPT at Bard ng mga estudyante at manunulat upang gawin po ang kanilang mga reports, essays, articles at iba pa. Marami man trabaho ang maapektuhan ng AI, positibo daw ang magiging epekto nito sa Pilipinas. Kaya alamin po natin kung paano po yan magiging posible mula sa management, leadership, at kasama po natin ang isang AI expert na si Mitch Carson. Good morning, Mitch. Welcome to Kada Umaga. Hi, Mitch.
Hi there.
Good morning. Okay, so maybe you can shed some light into this issue because so many people, people are fearful about stuff they don't understand. So, in Hollywood, writers are afraid that because AI can instantly create a script in a matter of minutes, they might be out of a job soon. Is this something that people should be afraid about?
Well, it's interesting you ask that question because there are two types of people. People that view the world as half full, the glass is half full, or half empty. And I choose to believe this is going to create tremendous opportunities, especially in the Philippines.
Okay, before you go on to tell us how this is going to be beneficial in our lives and not a source of fear, can you explain to our audience first, Mitch, what AI is all about?
Well, AI stands for artificial intelligence. Many might relate to the Terminator and thinking that it's Skynet that's taking control of the world, and that is not true. AI is here to help us to improve. I mean, the country of Italy did disallow it. They prohibit the use of AI because it hinders education and the writing abilities of people.
Yeah.
But I believe it's here. It's not going away.
Okay.
And people can embrace it. I mean, when the internet came into our lives, people were objecting to it and thought that it would change everything and we were going to turn into robots. But this is not true, in my opinion.
Okay. So how do you think it can help, let's say, in our education? If students are readily able to get answers for homework with AI, how can it help?
Some will use the system, but people that game the system were doing this before AI. So I think AI will help check, but you still have to go back and edit. It requires the human brain to come back and make sure that the information is accurate. So I think it will enhance education and make people learn faster and more broadly.
Okay. How can it impact the general workforce, Mitch? You wrote a book, and can you tell us more about it?
Well, I've written a few books, and some were written with AI. So I wrote this book, Building Your Personal Brand in 48 Hours. I wrote this in 2 hours using AI.
Whoa.
But it took my experience as a copywriter and as a journalist myself. I used to do what you did some years ago.
Okay.
And it requires someone with a great grammatical background to then go and edit. So I think it helped. Then I wrote a book called AI Simplified, which is right here, to take away all the fears that people will have. This isn't published yet. That's why I just have it on a card like this, but this is coming out. And I wrote this in 3 hours, covering all the topics.
Okay.
It would normally take about 2 years to write a book, in many cases, to go from idea, concept, book proposal to publication.
So in essence, instead of you being the writer, you become the editor.
Become the editor. It helps you so much in speeding up the process. I think content will now be coming available much more quickly than before.
But how true is the stuff that it comes out? How true is it? How true is the stuff that comes
How
out
accurate?
of AI? Yes.
Yeah, it's very accurate, but it also requires checking the references. And
Yes,
for people
correct.
that are young, for education-minded people, you have to go and check references. It is very accurate. For example, in California, which has one of the toughest bar exams, in order to become a lawyer, it passed the bar exam,
Okay.
which was interesting. Not everybody can do that. And
Okay.
certainly a robot did it today. So it cuts corners, but you still have to have the human side.
Okay. And another concern is copyright infringement. Isn't that a concern, Mitch? Like, you don't know where AI is getting all this information, or maybe the way it's written. Isn't that like an issue of copyright
It can
infringement?
be, and you can also command it. Remember, instead of talking to a person, you're talking to a robot that's smarter than everybody in history. It's Einstein squared. You know, he was that very smart German guy. And it will come back with answers that are unique to you, and you can command it and say, I want copyright-free information to be provided to me, and it will be unique to you.
Okay. So how can business leaders in the Philippines use AI to their advantage?
Well, the Philippines is known as the #1 outsourcing country in the world for English speaking.
Okay.
And what happens is the West is very lazy. And a lot of the heavy lifting work will be handed over to Filipinos. And I believe that the workforce will expand, my estimates, based on the data I've put together, 10% over the next 2 years. That's a huge boost to the Filipino labor force. Many writers will now be able to oversee a group of people that can do all the heavy lifting, actually command the robot to produce this content, which then will be available to everybody around the world.
Won't that lead to people getting out of jobs, though?
No, it'll improve jobs. It'll add jobs. Some will be rendered useless, but it'll create many more for AI engineering, prompt engineering, people that can
okay.
create one-off content. It's not just ChatGPT, which is the biggest.
Yes.
There's Midjourney, which is an art program. You input text, and out comes an image. If I wanted to create an image, a photo of you and me put together with hats on, Mexican hats on, sombreros, holding cigar in one hand and a shisha pipe in the other, and we had never met, it can take your image, my image, and create a one-off image, and it's copyright free.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes,
I
and
think
do
that's
this in a
one of
matter
the
of minutes.
concerns that Hollywood actors have.
Sure.
Because they don't necessarily have to be somewhere for their image to be used in a number of different marketing
Applications.
materials.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
You could be sitting on a Harley, I could be sitting on a Yamaha with what we just mentioned.
Okay.
And we could have never met.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Wild.
Isn't that a little bit scary for the actors themselves?
Well, actors are going to be more public, aren't they? That's the way I would look at it. They're going to be more available to people.
So we're looking at maybe some people getting laid off from the work that they used to do and getting employed in a different capacity.
Correct.
Right?
It's reassignment,
Yes.
not
yes.
elimination.
But it's going to take a lot of restructuring and retraining of our workforce to accommodate this AI into the,
And that's opportunity.
yeah,
The glass is half full.
yes. Because it's here.
It's here. It's
and
not
it's
going
going
anywhere.
to stay, right?
The internet is here to stay.
Yes.
Cryptocurrency is here to stay.
Yes.
AI is the newest. So it is faster, stronger, and more available than any other application in its history.
So, Mitch, maybe now's the time you can tell our Kadas where to buy your book so that they can better understand what AI is all about and incorporate this instead of rejecting it in their
Well,
lives?
you can go to breakthroughtothemoon.com. I co-authored this book with Dr. Candace Go, who is the former managing director of Accenture Group, which is the New York Stock Exchange listed company.
Yes.
And she's a Singaporean lady. And she couldn't make it today, but she would have been able to share with you all the wisdoms of comparing the East to the West and management.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then the book that you already have.
I wrote this book, Your Book in 48 Hours, How to Write Your Book in 2 Days, and using AI. And this is another one.
And all the students are taking down notes.
Yeah, well, it's going to help their education.
Okay, thank you very much, Mitch,
Okay.
for sort of demystifying this
Great
entire
word.
AI thing, you know, in a little bit.
Well, AI simplified.
Yes.
AI simplified.
I'm
Okay.
definitely going to try to read your book that
Okay.
you wrote in
I'll
2
send you a
hours.
signed copy. How's that?
Thank
Not
you.
from a robot.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mitch.
Netizens, for more Kada Umaga updates, i-click lamang po ang subscribe button at i-follow ang Net25 social media pages on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok at pati na rin ang Net25 TV.